Okay, time for Trident Trikes to get things rolling. What is going? These guys aren't even ready yet. Hey, Trident! What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Spezi time. What? Rudy?
Oh, yes.
What in the world? Tom? Hey, it's time for Spezi. Let's get going.
Let's get going.
Come on.
Let's set this thing up.
Доброе утро, меня зовут Мария ФНС. Я от Jouta lichtfietsen Trident Trikes.
Привет, меня зовут Marina, и я от Trident Trikes.
Hallo, mijn naam is Rudy van Jouta lichtfietsen Trident Trike Europa en Greenspeed Europa.
I'm Tom Floor from Trident Trikes.
I'm Tiffany Carter from Trident Trikes.
And my name is Gary Solomon. And this is the Laidback Bike Report special from Spezi 2019. And we are about to open the doors, I think, here for the show. 3, 2, 1, los geht's! There we go, come on. Hello. Wow, it looks bigger than ever here. Heading on down. Okay, folks, here we are at the ice booth at Spezi with our good friend Chris Parker. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Gary. Welcome back to Europe.
It is great to be back. We are going to talk about a number of new things that ICE has in store for the crowds here at Spezi. What do you have in mind in general for what we're going to see here today?
Well, we're going to be introducing you to the new SprintX seat. The Ergo Lux seat that we've had on the Adventure has now been adapted and made specifically for the SprintX, so we'll be showing you that.
Okay.
And we're also going to be showing you some of the style and choice options that ICE have always been a little bit famous for, but we're kind of pushing that this year.
Okay, that sounds great. So let's go ahead, Chris, if we could. We'll take a little stroll and see what you got for us.
That'd be great.
Okay, Chris, SprintX, some changes. What do we have?
Yeah, so really the big change for this year is the new seat cover for the SprintX Tour. Very similar in its basic construction to the Adventure Ergo Lux seat, but we've given it greater ventilation, this being a slightly sportier model. We've and of course the red piping. When we brought out the Ergo Lux seat for the Adventure, there was a lot of demand for it. People saying, "I want that for my Sprint." So we said, "Okay, give us a little while. We'll work on it. We'll make it right for the Sprint, and then we'll bring it out." So here it is. We are very keen to make recumbent trikes look like professional bits of kit. You know, the kind of thing you'd want to own. And the seat has always been something that on a recumbent has always looked a little bit kind of dumped in there. And it's a really very major visual part of a trike, of any recumbent. It's a big thing. So it was important to us to make it look good. Obviously, it's an ICE component, part of an ICE trike. It's got to work well, and it's going to do that. You can take that as read. It's going to be extremely comfortable. For the looks of the thing, for us, it's very, very important too. So we've tried to go one beyond what we did with the Adventure and just make it look real slick.
You know, Chris, it occurs to me that every manufacturer of trikes tries to distinguish themselves from the competitors, and with this line of seats that you guys have developed, nobody has anything that looks anything like this.
No, and I'll tell you why. Because it's really, really hard to design and develop and get manufactured something like that. That is a really, really complicated seat.
Yeah, it took some time to develop this, didn't it?
Indeed, our partners who've manufactured it for us said that this time we have pushed them right to the edge of what they can manufacture. And we did that on purpose. There's a time and a place for being in your comfort zone. There's a time for living on the edge. And most trikes like to live a little bit on the edge so that the customers don't have to. They can live in complete comfort.
That is great. All right, what else with the Sprint X Tour? Anything else to...
This particular model has been set up with all the bells and whistles. So we've got the E8000 Shimano Steps motor on it. We've got the disc brakes and this front suspension that's now in 9 years into its lifespan and still just not breaking down superbly. It's in its 4th generation. Subtle tweaks to the way we manufacture it and to the design. So it's now a really seriously dialed in piece of kit. They just live and live and live. Zero maintenance, ideal bit of kit. Of course, we've got the roll-off on the back of this model, all the racks and bags. The bags are now beautifully hang on little tags that are part of the seat cover, so you no longer do you have to have straps across the seat.
Yeah, a seamless solution there. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it brings the whole thing together and makes all the accessories considered and designed part of the trike.
Very nice. So let's talk about the Adventure here.
Well, the Adventure, this particular model, we've gone for style. People love to make their trikes their own. And when I was growing up, all my bikes, I've checked back through the photographs, all my bikes were white wall tyres until I was 11, when I became a serious road cyclist, and later a mountain biker, and white walls became part of my history. But I came across them in the catalogue. Schwalbe are now making some beautiful white wall tyres. And I thought, really, if we are offering style and choice to our customers, we really ought to be offering white walls. So, here they are. You want white walls? Come get yourself a nice trike.
Okay, and another Sprint X, different configuration. What do we have here?
Yeah, so we started off talking about the Sprint X Tour. Yes. With its new ErgoLux seat. This is the Sprint X. The Sprint X is defined by the hardshell seat and the race wheel set. This race wheel set is new for this year. It's shared with the VTX. Much lighter rim than I can assure you anybody else has got. We've had this specially made for us. Tough but lightweight. So a good durable race wheel set. The Sprint X Tour with its mesh seat comes with our standard touring wheel set. A little bit tougher still, that's a box section eyeletted rim. You don't have the eyelets with the race wheel set as you'd expect, really. So it's all about lightweight and aero, and of course now the choice, disc brakes or drum brakes.
So we're going to talk about drum brakes.
Yeah. So this is the first time we've been able to show the new black VTX in Europe. Of course, we've now got the drum brakes here. Always big demand for the drum brakes. They're just so easy to live with. And of course, Matt, our very own world champion, trains and races on drum brakes. If they're good enough for a world champion, we figure they're probably good enough for the customers. Obviously, if you live somewhere stupidly hilly, then the disc brakes will cool down that little bit quicker. But for most people, the drum brakes are going to be more than enough, more than powerful enough. And they have a good look now. We've not just taken the standard Sturmey Archer drum, of course. We've had to make it look a bit funkier. So we've got the nice black look to it, and we've given it some graphics that match the rest of the trike. So it all keys in. The graphics are really tough on the rims and on the hubs, so it'll look good for years. Because it's all very well looking good in the showroom, but you want it to look good for years to come. So that's something we take very seriously.
Out on the road. And this color, I believe, was named after the world champion. Is this not matte black?
This is indeed matte black, in honor of our world champion.
That's wonderful. I love that. Chris, this has to be my most comfortable interview at Spezi ever, I must say. What am I sitting on? What is all this with the seats?
All this with the seats is about choice. In recumbents, you can certainly on an ice trike you can choose the components and that kind of thing, choose which accessories you have, but never before have you been able to choose your seat. The seat has always been, that's the seat it comes with. More recently, we've been able to say, well, you can have a hard shell seat or you can have a mesh seat. Now we can say, well, do you want the full mesh seat? Do Do you want the Ergo Lux seat with the extra padding? Do you want the hard shell seat? Do you want the hard shell seat in large or medium? Do you want it in glass or do you want it in carbon? And if you're going for the Ergo Lux seat, do you want the small, the medium, or the HD, the larger one? And it is about recumbents are about comfort, or they should be.
It's where we put our butts. I mean, if you really get down to it, it's important.
It is very important, and it's why a lot of people choose to ride a recumbent. It's for the comfort. So let's get it just right. The seat, frankly, the most important thing. And up till now, I feel it's been one of the most neglected things in recumbent design. So it's something ICE have taken on board and said, no, let's get seats right. And we cannot dictate to the customer what is right for them. We should be giving them choice. Customers come in all shapes and sizes, and we have to reflect that in the choice of seats that we offer. So that's the big thing this year. Choice. You have the choice to get the seat that you need.
And here at Spezi, they can come and sit down in any of these and try it out for themselves.
Absolutely. I mean, out on the test tracks, it gets a bit crazy, and time to think about the seat that you're on while all the craziness is going on you're a pretty special person if you can concentrate on the seat out on one of those test tracks.
I love it. I'm comfy. Guys, it may be a while before we get to the next booth, I think. We are here with our friend Kirsten at the HASE booth here at Spezi. A very special occasion for HASE this year. Am I right?
That's right, yes. We have our 25th anniversary and are proud to show some new stuff. And we have a cool show afterwards at 12 o'clock. Don't miss the Beast show, whatever that will be.
We will be there to cover that. You guys will see that.
For this year, we have improved some of our special pedals, and this is a crank arm shortener. And we do a lot of special things for the handicap market. And for this year, we have done a focus on designing new things. For the 25th anniversary, we have done some giveaways, like the green ear rabbit. So we thought this is cute to have some sweets for the children. Like this?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
yeah,
for you?
Get...
Sure.
Ah, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
All right, what else?
And some very cute stickers. So like I already told you about 50 shades of gray, and we have 25 shapes of HASE. Can you see this? Yeah.
All right. Kirsten, so we're going to talk about e-assist motors, huh?
That's it. We have done since some years now the Shimano motor in our bikes, and it has become a new design. So that meant that we have to redesign our frame. But we thought this is a very good idea because with Shimano everything's so fine going. So this is a new Shimano motor design.
Does this e-assist motor have a special designation? Which motor is this?
Oh yes, this is a Step 6100. So brand new, and we have redesigned our frame, especially for the new motor. So
very nice. Okay, Kirsten, one more thing. I wanted to thank HASE on this very special occasion for you. You continually sponsor the Laidback Bike Report here at Spezi and other places. I want to thank HASE very much for your support of the Laidback Bike Report.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Great.
We are at the BamBuk booth here at Spezi with Anton. It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
So tell us a little bit about, if you can, update us on what's going on with BamBuk and what you have here to show this year.
Yeah. So this year we make 50 BamBuks in tandem version. So we call it e-Trike tandems. The main feature of our tandem is the telescopic frame. So we can transport this vehicle in a car inside or outside of the car. If you go with an RV somewhere to camp, so you can take it with you inside the vehicle, and it's very practical. So some features about our e-Trike tandem. We have the possibility to put the steering in front or on the rear. It's a new feature this year for the people. If you have some people, they they're not so fit, so they can drive on the front seat, and their person which accompanies he sits on the rear and has all the steering, all the brakes, their motor control on the rear. And the front person has also the free wheel. It makes possible to stop if he wants, and the rear person with the motor goes further.
What other features, Anton, that we haven't talked about yet?
We have a special feature, the pedal extender here on the rear, for example. It goes up to 0, so it can be variated from 170 millimeters to 0 millimeters. So if the person on the rear wants to have a pause, we can put it to 0, and the front person makes the work. Also, we are special bicycle builder, so we can adapt every wish of our clients. So if someone wants some special holder for arm or something like this, it's no problem for us. This year we have also customers from USA. It's a very interesting market for us, so we will go also in this direction more and more. We can transport also to USA, so it's not a problem, so you're welcome.
And so do you have a dealer network in the US? Is that something you're working on?
We're working on a dealership, so if some dealers are looking this video, please contact me and we can talk about it.
All right, Anton, this is a quad. Tell me a little bit about this.
It's our future that we present now. It's a four-wheel drive vehicle. It's a bicycle. So we have high-end components like pinion and the integrated features in the frame. We have possibilities to set up every motor on the front, and it's no problem also for some 500 watt motor or something like this if you need. Also very interesting, this leaf spring on the back. It also enables the vehicle to go over big stones, for example, and you go also very steep slopes. So this vehicle is unstoppable. You can go through sand, you can go through stones, and you go mountains.
And it looks like a lot of fun.
Yes, definitely.
Put a smile on your face riding this. Very nice.
This year we will build 10 prototypes. So it's the first prototypes of the vehicle. We have already prepared the production for the 10. And the next year we will start 50 vehicles in this type.
And some other ideas about this quad in the future. What else are you planning on doing with this?
We plan to start also a hand bike. It's a very interesting vehicle. So you can get to every place that you want as a wheelchair driver, and you can take also your wheelchair with you. So it enables you to go also into the mountains, or to go for a weekend drive everywhere. And also you can go very steep staircases.
Stairs.
Stairs, yeah.
And folks, we wanted at this point to thank Anton and BamBuk for sponsoring us here at Spezi. Very much appreciated to have your support. Thank you, Anton.
You're welcome.
Okay. We are at TrikExplor and talking to Mike. Mike, how are you today?
Hi, Gary. Fine today. Thanks.
Very good. All right, we have a new product at TrikExplor we wanted to discuss with our audience. What do we have here?
Yes, we have a new product this year. It's a full suspension trike. We got here a really good front suspension. Here we have a cold spring, and the special part is here that we have a stabilizer in front. When you're turning, it stabilizes the turning. Rear suspension we have here. It's special with the air suspension, and we have ball bearings here built in, so it's smoothing.
It pivots real smoothly on the ball bearings.
Right.
Nice. Okay, what other things make this special?
Yeah. Other things are, for example, we have for the motor version, we have here a special display mounting in front here, and other things are that this bike comes with a battery rack system.
What is the motor on this?
This one is a Tongsheng motor, but here in Europe we're able to change the motor and have a other motor. The batteries here, we have here 36 volt, 522 volts. And here's the specialist with the rack system that we can build in 2 batteries, connect them so the distance people can travel, it's doubled.
What's the name of this model?
The name is the S320 model.
The S320, very nice.
S like suspension.
So a new model now, is this available right now? What's the timeline on this?
It's available, I think, in the next weeks we can sell it.
Okay, should be available then. Right. There was a lot of excitement around this trike last year, I know. The folding trike, the 320, right. The F320, is this how you designate this?
F320, right.
Very good. Tell me, bring our audience up to date. What are the features of this?
The main feature is here really the folding part, because you can fold it as very, very small, and the main focus is here for people who want to have a camping mobile or a yachting, and so they can really small folding here, and you just fold it in the front. You can put the back wheel out. You can turn the back end underneath. And fold it like.
And you get a little model folded up trike that looks something like that right there.
Right.
This has been around a little while, so I assume this is already available.
Right. It's a railroad. No.
Mike, looks like a fat trike here. Tell me a little bit about what we have here.
Yes, we have here the TrikExplor F326. We got a 26-inch rear wheel here, and here's the fat tires. We got a 4-inch fat tires on here. We got a real big motor with 500 watt motor here in here to keep.
This is a rear hub motor as opposed to the mid drive. Yes.
Right. Here it's a hub motor, and it's really fun to drive. And if you flatten it a little bit more, you get almost a full suspension there, so it's riding really smooth on gravel ground.
You were telling me that the distribution of these trikes in Europe is being handled by another company that you're involved with. Tell me about that.
Right. I am with the company Trike Express. We're now freshly announced that we are making the distribution for TrikExplor for whole Europe, for dealers and consumers. And so we're really happy to work on that and the next years to get this TrikExplor market
up and running.
Up and running in Europe here.
That sounds good. All right, folks, and lastly, TrikExplor has kindly sponsored the Laidback Bike Report here again at Spezi. We wanted to thank you guys very much for your support of the Laidback Bike Report.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And thanks, Mike.
Thanks that you were here.
Appreciate it. We're here at Sporthopeo with Julian, and this is a very interesting company with a new way of fixing your foot to the pedal of your recumbent bike. Tell us a little bit about this product, if you would, Julian.
Absolutely. It's a magnet pedal with 2 systems. One module for the foot here with a strap, so you can put your shoes here, your foot here, and the second on the pedal with magnet, and the attraction between the 2 systems take your foot on the pedal during the pedaling. And if you want to take off, you have two possibilities. The first is to slide on the side like this, or to take this movement with the foot like this.
All right. Where can the customer find these products? Is it available at dealers, direct? How do you buy this?
We have a website which direct buy, and we have some distributors which sell our product. But we want to export this product outside of France.
Okay.
Deutschland, Netherlands, and other.
Yeah, other places. How much does this pedal cost?
Today, 90 euros. But on our website, it's 100 euros.
Okay, so a special deal for the folks here at Spezi is 90.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Guys, we are at the AZUB booth here at Spezi with our good buddy Hansa Gala. Hello, Hansa.
Hello.
It's great to see you again. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's new at AZUB here at Spezi. What do we have here?
So the main thing is that we have the Trikon GR, which is a trike with 3 20-inch wheels, but with just the rear suspension. Optionally foldable or separable in standard. It's the GR comes from gravel and road, so it's supposed to be riding mostly on asphalt, tarmac, or you can ride it also on gravel roads. So it's not so bulky and heavy as the fat trikes. It's faster, it's more also for the road use. So yeah, that's how we designed it.
So a little bit more adaptable trike. You can use it for anything, a little bit more flexible in terms of its use.
Yes, and it's also not so heavy as the TiFly X. So yeah, you can be faster with it. But it still has all the features we have. So you can, it has the front fat hubs. So it withstand the wheels withstand the side forces better. Same, we have the wider hubs and solid through axle in the back for to withstand the side forces in the back, and the folding hinge and adjustable seat and so on.
As always. And the seat you just mentioned. Anything new with the seat?
Yeah, we have, but that was from last year. We have 3 different seat sizes to fit different riders. But new for this year is the mesh seat. We have a new mesh, let's say. So it has a reflective stickers or spaces on the side, in the back as well. It has also a pocket on the usual place, which is new for us. And we came with this thing which is optional. We call it winter insert. So if you ride a trike in the winter, you can fit this one inside, not over it, but inside. Yeah. So you don't have.
You don't need the mesh, the airflow in the wintertime.
Yeah. So I don't know how much it is in Fahrenheit, but let's say under 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, it's worth it, and it works. I have tested it. It works like heating of the seats in the car. It feels like not only a passive stuff, but active heating almost.
Great insulation there. All right, Hansa, and then a little bit over our shoulder here. What we got going on here?
Yeah, we have redesigned the rear fork of our bikes. It doesn't look new. It's almost the same look as the last year stuff. But it can accommodate different sizes of wheels, and it's more room everywhere around. So we can have 2.25-inch tires with mudguards around. For the 20-inch wheels, we can have 2.3-inch tires. But we can also, which is important, we can fit 28-inch or 700C wheels on the max. So we, together with a carbon front fork, a road fork, we can make like a road bike. So like fast touring bike for off-road riding. It's not really a pure high racer aiming for super high speeds, performance stuff, but fast touring, 28-inch wheels. are possible.
Right. Again, so it's giving you more range again of the ways that the bike or even that trike could be configured, huh? I mean, that's what it's about.
Yes, there are still some gaps in our offer, so what we can fill and where there is a request from the customers and from the market, we try to be there and to make new stuff, new cool stuff.
That's what everyone's always looking for, is new stuff, huh? All right, folks, there it is. What's new from AZUB. Thank you very much, Hansa.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Of course. All right, guys, we are outdoors here at Spezi, and a little inclement, but not too bad. A little bit, yeah. And look who we found here, all the way from the U.S., our buddy Pat France with TerraCycle. How's it going, Pat?
It's going pretty good, a little wet, but when it's wet, then the people want to come in the booth more, so that's not all bad.
I didn't see that there was any problem with people coming in the booth so far today.
That's no problem, really.
That's great. Well, what are we going to talk about today? What did you bring here to Europe to show?
We brought a whole bunch of stuff, but wanted to focus on some of the newer stuff that people might not be familiar with. First thing, this is a new product that we're just coming out with. It's a rear rack for suspended trikes, and it attaches to the back of the seat, something like there.
Okay.
But the other cool thing about it is it just pops on and off very easily. So you can have
quick release and you're done.
The back of the seat here, and you can have a rack on each side that comes on and off really easily for suspended trikes. The next thing I want to talk about is neck rests. We started doing Finer Recliner last July. We made a number of improvements to it, and it's really the first time that people in Europe have seen them. Ecleta just started bringing them in recently.
Yeah, and we use them. They're wonderful, by the way. Very comfy.
Very, very comfy, yeah. This is crank shorteners and pedal swings to let you modify the shape of your pedal stroke in case your ankles or your knees can't bend as much. So it's both crank shorteners and swiveling, we call them pedal swings. So we're showing those for the first time.
All right. So let's say that you are riding your trike and the weather, it starts raining horribly. Yeah. What can you do to make your ride more comfortable, Pat?
Well, first you put on a jacket and then you put on your fairing.
Let's take a look.
This is our new winter mount that we came out with last fall. So we've seen that from Recumbent CycleCon on. Folds forward for getting on and off, folds back, keeps you dry. All that water on there is not on you. That's a good thing. And then we have mini fairing.
All right, and the mini fairing setup?
Yeah, this is our new spring fairing. We used to call it the XT. The actual fairing is the same, but the mount is all new. And one of the cool things about it, besides just being a nice, small, easy to get around fairing, just do one quick loosening and comes right off. All that's left is a nice machine clamp and an arm that can just stay there.
And moist parts.
And moist parts, yeah. So if you need to put your trike in your car to go on a ride or anything like that, it's really easy to pop it all off, pop it back on. Okay. And away you go, dry and warm feet.
Very nice.
Little souvenir for you, Gary.
Well,
matches your hat and everything.
Oh, I didn't know exactly where I was supposed to put that. So, look at it again. Is in Laidback Bike Report green.
It is. Yeah.
Very thoughtful. Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, it's a cool color you picked.
Okay. Yeah. Who has been more supportive of the Laidback Bike Report over the years than you have? We appreciate it so much. You have again, of course, sponsored us here at Spezi again.
We did.
Thanks, and it's great. Yeah, it's great to see you actually here this time. So thank you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we're here at the Inventor's tent, where various inventors come here to Spezi and submit their creations for consideration. It's a competition, and there's going to be a winner a little bit later on. One of the really interesting things that we've seen here in the tent is this trike right here, the solar trike, and its inventor is Daniel right here from Italy originally, and you're living in France.
France.
That's right. And Daniel started to tell me a little bit about this. I want you to tell our viewers, if you would, from top to bottom, tell us the story of how this came about. Let's start there.
Okay, so everything happened with the Sun Trip 2017, and I started to build a bike for that. It was based on an M5, on this very frame, M5, with a small solar panel. And it was fun, it was a lot of fun, but it was not stable. It was very tricky and it was not always very enjoyable.
Because the M5 is a bike, it's a two-wheeler.
The M5 is a bike, and here you have the center of gravity, which is a little bit higher, and you need increased stability, all right? Also for a safety. So I said, I have to move from a normal bike to a trike. But since the normal trike, it was too easy for me, I wanted to make a special trike for me.
Right, you're looking for an extra challenge.
Absolutely, and this is a tilting trike actually, and if you wish I can show you how it works. So now, if you can see, it's standing. It's standing, why? Because I'm pulling the brake. So the brake is pulled, so it stands. When I release the brake, it leans. So it's leaning. The angle is up to 35, 38 degrees, which I think it's a good compromise. And when I need to lock, I basically do this, and it's locked. So this is the good thing, and an increased bonus for this year is that also the solar panels are tilting. So normally it's, normally it's like this. When I need manually, sitting here, I can move the solar panels.
So you can follow the sun as you are riding.
The sun, and believe it or not, I can increase from 30 to 40% the solar efficiency, which is it's really a great benefit.
Everything tilts on this. That's brilliant.
Yes.
That's an interesting idea. All right, and tell me a little. Let's talk about the electronics then.
Right.
So you're getting the energy from the sun on your solar panels.
It's very simple. Yeah.
And
solar panels. This is the controller. So the job of the controller is to raise basically the voltage from 32 volts to 48 volts because it's a 48 volts battery. And then when it reaches the maximum voltage, it cuts. So it's very safe. Then there is a geared motor on the front wheel, and everything is connected.
Tell me about the motor a little bit.
So the motor is an easy motor. It's let's say it's very good on the uphill, because on the uphill it's a reduced, it's a geared motor, so it can go up very, very, very well. As opposed to the direct drive, it's much better on the uphill. On the flat, the direct drive has an advantage, which is the regenerative braking, which I don't have. So you have to choose what's best for your type of riding, actually.
Okay, and how about controlling the system? I see you have like a computer system here. How does this work?
This is the classic cycle analyst that everybody knows. And this is the very last version, where on the same screen I can see how much I consume and how much I can charge from the solar panel. So the cycle analyst is telling me how I'm using my energy compared to what I'm gaining from the solar panel. So it basically tells me if I can continue all the day back to my objective or not.
Beautiful, Daniel. So what are your intentions for the future with this concept? Are you going to continue to develop this? Are you thinking of any sort of production or just ideas for people? What is it about?
Thank you very much for the question.
Of course.
First part of the answer. The tilting mechanism is something that I have already started to sell. So there are people who are coming from, for example, cruise bike. Quite a few friends have a cruise bike and they would like to have a trike starting with a cruise bike. So this is why I can build and sell this one. That's the first thing. The second part of the answer is that I would like to have the same kind of setup with a Velomobile. This is the target for next year. So moving out, from example, from the solar, and using the same approach with a Velomobile.
Tilting.
I would like to come to a sort of Velomobile tilting. It's the new challenge for next year.
I know how you like challenges, so you've picked a good one there, I think. Very, very good. Well, thank you so much for sharing this amazing trike with us, Daniel, and good luck to you in the competition.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for your question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Der erste Preis geht an das modulare Liegerad von Thibaut Sallion. Ja, uns hat das hat absolut überzeugt, hat einen sehr hohen Gebrauchswert für alle Familienfähige. Thank you very much. I only speak English, sorry, or French. I'm very proud because I love this show, the Spezi, and it's so nice to win this year. But everything is, every project are nice here, so. Okay, thank you very much.
Guys, I wanted to tell you a little bit about some very special sponsors for this Laidback Bike Report at Spezi. There are a number of our sponsors who are not actually exhibiting here and yet have supported us to get here and to do what we do so you guys can see this show. Let me tell you a little bit about who these guys are. First of all, Kelvin at Angletech. Thank you, Kelvin. Peter at Avenue Trikes. Thanks, Peter. The Bent Revolution, that's Tim down there. Thank you, Tim. Dana at Bent Up Cycles. Dana, we appreciate it. Connecticut, Yankee, Peddler. Dave, thank you for your support. Rakesh at Falco E-Motors. Rakesh, really appreciate it. Rolf and Barb, good friends at the Hostel Shop. Thank you so much for supporting us here. Jersey Bents, our buddy Larry out there helped us get here. Thank you, Larry. Recumbent and Tandem Rider Magazine. And Recumbent CycleCon. That's Chuck. And Chuck, we really appreciate all the help you give the Laidback Bike Report. Recumbent PDX, our buddy Mel, who couldn't make it this year, but we really appreciate Mel's help in getting this show on the air this year. Trailside.bike, Andrew, down in Florida. Thanks, Andrew. And Velocity USA, longtime sponsor. Tom, thank you so much for sponsoring us. All right, we are here with our buddies at Trident and Jouta, and maybe Greenspeed. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So we have Tom and Rudy with us today at Spezi, and we're going to see a little bit about what they are doing this year. So let's start with Tom, if we could. Tom, how are you?
Well, it's great. It's great to be here at Spezi and a little bit of sunshine, which has been kind of rare this weekend. No rain, but we're happy to be here at Spezi. We're always happy to be the main sponsor of the Laidback Bike Report. And this has been a great year for us. We have a lot of new products in the pipeline. Not many of them here because I couldn't bring them with me from the U.S. But just a couple quick things that we'll talk about. So this is our new canopy / neckrest, which actually should fit a lot of brands of trikes. We did introduce this at Recumbent CycleCon last year, but the first version took a box almost as big as the trike to ship it in, so it just wasn't practical. This can fit in a small box that comes apart. We have a canopy and adjustable neckrest that's adjustable both, the pillow is adjustable both front and back and up and down. We're real pleased with this. It's already been selling very well. For us this year, we have a couple new projects. We have the new transport that'll be coming out this summer. We discontinued the old one after about 7 years of building that one, and we're excited about the new one. We have the stowaways with the 24 and the 26-inch wheel. There is a rumor going around that we'll have a new Odyssey trike to show at Recumbent CycleCon, and of course the Gossamer. So we have been very busy. We're very pleased with our dealer network and sales really all over the world. And of course, sales in Europe are booming as well for us.
So Tom, that rumor about the Odyssey, that's just between you and me, yes?
It's just a rumor at this point.
Folks, please don't let that be spread.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Very, very good. All right, Rudy Van Es is here with us, and Rudy, of course, you guys know, Jouta Trikes in the Netherlands, but something new for Rudy this year. What is going on here?
I talked last time, I talked with Ian on the CycleCon, and then I said, you have so nice brand, let's take it out in Europe and do the main distribution over there. So. And he said, okay, let's try. So I did some large orders, and this is the first time that we go to Spezi with Greenspeed.
With Greenspeed here. And let's pause for a second. Speaking of Ian Sims, our good friend, is dealing with some very serious health issues, as many of you know right now. And Rudy and I wanted to make sure to shout out to Ian our best wishes for a speedy recovery. And I know those are the same wishes of many of our viewers who know about Ian Sims and what a wonderful person and how important he is to the entire recumbent world and what he's meant. So, Rudy, I know you agree with that, and you may have a wish for Ian as well?
Yeah, I really hope that he gets well and that next year he will join us here on the Spezi.
That would be great and be a part of our interviews. We hope to see you next year, Ian. Get well. All right, let's talk a little bit about what Greenspeed, what you're doing with Greenspeed in Europe. So tell me about the line you're carrying.
I have now the Magnum XL, the Magnum BW, I have the Aero, and I have the Magnum Normal, and I have the GT20 and the GT26. So a lot of, and also the hand cycle. But I could not bring everything because I moving to my new shop. So it's a lot of arrangements. So I'm happy to bring this 3 models here.
Very good. And so if you are in Europe and you're looking to buy or want more information about Greenspeed, here's the guy you need to talk to, and we'll have the information about that, of course, in the description below the video. We are at HP Velotechnik, and with our good friend Heiko. Hello, Heiko.
Hi, Gary. Nice to see you again.
It is great to see you, as always. All right, we're going to talk about a few of the HP products and some of the things that are going on with HP today, and we're going to start out right here with this gecko. So, Heiko, what's going on with this?
Yes, actually I decided to start with the oldest news, which is the Gecko 26 being implemented into the US market, I think 2 years ago. So last year, not in the regular rollout, so in between intermediate, we implemented this Gecko 26 this Gecko 26 model into the rest of the world. It's been quite a success in the States. And many dealers from Germany or worldwide said, hey, why can't we buy this model also here? The difference is that in the US you can choose between a sport or a performance configuration consisting of several of selected component configurations. In the rest of the world we only have one configuration, which is some basic quality components. So for a price point below 2,000 euros, you can expect quite robust basic configuration. Not for the performance trips around the world, but for everyday life, this is just a good option. So like this SRAM X4 8-gear chain derailleur shifting, which is good for the most everyday life.
Talk about this Scorpion. Tell me what we got going here.
Yes, actually, now we come to the news of the current model year. As you might know, the year before we had a new design, the Flash design on the Gecko series and the two-wheelers. This year we picked up our Scorpion trikes, our premium trikes, and added this Flash design also to the Scorpions here, a Scorpion FS20, and we chose a new color set. So as you know, at HP Velotechnik can also always choose between 2 standard colors, and we chose one very bright color for most of the trikes. Like in this case, Corsa yellow, we call it. This is bright and screaming, and we've got more subtle tone as the second standard color. And as you know, at HP Velotechnik, you can have a trike in any color you want, almost any color you want. One other thing to talk about would be the steps motor systems with an S, because until last year we had one motor system, the E6000. For this year we added the Steps E8000 system, a very powerful performance system, and replacing the E6000 will be the E5000, which I will show you later, a very light and compact and very silent motor system. The E8000, which one thing many people will like, can be combined with a roll-off gear hub. So from this model year, we have a roll-off gear hub motor combination. As you see on this trike, we have 2 batteries. We have more battery options now. You can choose your steps motor system with a higher watt-hour capacity. So regular would be 418 watt-hours, and you can even choose to have a bigger battery with 504, I think, let me lie, more than 500 watt-hours. And we also offer a second mount. This is not connected, so this is more like a transport mount, but it's very handy. You don't have to put the battery into bags. You can just carry it with you on the trike. The steps battery can be pulled out very easily, and so you just exchange the full battery versus the empty battery. Yes, I want to show you the E5000 system, of course.
So let's go. All right, folks, now I think Heiko's going to tell us a little bit more about e-assist motors. We're going to talk about more detail and another one. So what do we have on this Scorpion?
Yes, we still stay with the Shimano step system. In this case, we have the new E5000 system. As I mentioned, this is very small. You see, it's a very small motor. It's very compact. It's very light. It's our cheapest motor system, so the price point is 1,790 euros for as an option for a new trike.
Okay.
As I said, this motor is really silent and very harmonic in the ride, so you don't have the fear you get pushed by something and ride on a motorbike. It's a very subtle assist. Yes. So we have 2 Shimano steps systems now, which we combine with each 2 gearing options. In this case, we have the Nexus Di2 8-gear automatic gear hub shifting system.
Wow, you could shift a lot of gears in the time it even takes you to say that.
Yes. So you have a very silent motor in the front, and the gearing takes over its part by itself. So this is just like get on the trike, ride. Yes. The other option would be the X4 drivetrain, which we have seen with the Gecko 26, as a very basic, very basic but quality shifting system. Yes, the Steps E8000 can be combined with the roll-off as we saw before, as well as with the Shimano XT Di2 11-gear derailleur gearing. A performance system, the E8000, with 2 performance gearings, and you've got this everyday motor system with the E5000, which is almost not noticeable in the most positive way. Yes, the mount is the same, so if you decide for one system, you may change to another system later as you want. Yes. And same as I said, you can choose with a big battery and a 2-battery system. Yes, also with the E5000.
Very good. Okay, Heiko, so we've talked about the e-assist systems on the current trikes, and we probably would like to have an update on the Go Swiss systems. A lot of news lately about that. What's going on with the Go Swiss?
Okay, for the termination of Go Swiss Drive, was source for some confusion recently, and we understand that the customers are worried and even panicked because in the first moment we thought, what? They just developed a new system which is running so smooth, which was reliable and the performance, a grown-up system now. And after they presented this grown-up system, they said, okay, now we terminate it. There are some things to say about this. So first, Go Swiss Drive was not bankrupt. It was just a tactical decision. The Go Swiss Drive e-assist system for bikes was just a little niche in a big company, which is an automotive supplier. Mm-hmm. So they now decided to concentrate on a core business. That's the only single reason for termination Go Swiss Drive. The good thing in this whole story, which also put ourselves in front of decisions or the urgency to make decisions is that we still have this big company behind. They will support. So if you own a Go Swiss Drive right now, there's no reason to panic. We are assured that Go Swiss Drive or the mother company, Group Ortlinghaus, will supply in the midterm. All the production lines still exist. So for years, don't ask me about numbers. It can be, what is midterm? Is it 20 years? Is it 1 year? I just don't know it.
Well,
but
we can be assured it's 1 year and more at least, yes?
It will be definitely more. Now, I could say a number of 5 years, but this would not be honest because nobody communicated this number to me. We trust in this assurance of Group Ortlinghaus that support will be given for years.
Yes. So a significant period of time. If you have a Go Swiss Drive from HP Velotechnik right now, you can be assured of support for a significant period of time.
And we had the chance to put a last order for systems, and we did. We stashed. We decided, because we are very convinced of this rear hub motor system for trikes. This is just a brilliant system. The philosophy of having the motor in the rear at the end of the drivetrain line. It has many advantages. We have traction on the rear wheel, so what may be considered as disadvantages in the upright sector, even as advantage with trikes.
So you are more convinced than ever that the concept of a rear-wheel drive is still solid, and you want to continue with that at some point.
Exactly, and that's why we are in talks to other companies, to alternative companies. There are some. We want some features. Go Swiss Drive had some very nice features. The reverse gear, the ability to program the motor for uneven leg strength, the recuperation. So the fast system, we are standing in front of the AZUB pedelec. So an alternative supplier must offer these features as well. At the moment, nobody does, but we're in talks, and I'm very optimistic that to the Eurobike we will present an alternative. With the AZUB pedelec especially, because there is no fast motor at the moment, which is suitable for us, we stashed motor systems so we can offer the AZUB pedelec for quite a while. So next year we probably will be having maybe a new system, hopefully a new system, and the Go Swiss Drive system in the AZUB pedelecs still. And so
stay tuned. There's more to come on this story, and people will find out more about this in the coming months.
Actually, yeah. Watch out at Eurobike. At the moment, I can tell decisive things, but we are very far in the talks, and so we keep things rolling.
We have some news about HP coming to America, I guess. So what's the story here?
Yes, actually, the US is a very important market for us, making a big section of our business. And maybe you have seen, if you follow on Facebook or on other channels, that we regularly send out our US representatives, David Smith and Stefan Beck, to the dealers in the US. They usually do a spring tour and a fall tour. The last weeks David was over in the US for 2 weeks, and meanwhile Stefan he must be heading to Portland or already being in Portland at Mel's place.
At Mel's, as we speak.
Who's Mel?
Hello, Mel. Yeah.
Depending on the wishes of the dealers, the preferences of the dealers, some dealers make public events out of it, like an HP Velotechnik demo day, join and ride with the HP Velotechnik. So follow us or follow your favorite bike shop, trike shop. Maybe you can meet Stefan and David as well. It's very important for us to have these guys over there, showing that HP Velotechnik, also in the US, is a hands-on company, like we do in Germany. We need the close contact to dealers, but also to end customers, because in many times the wishes, the findings of end customers, in the end led to products.
Right.
Yes.
All right. And Heiko, I want to, at this time, thank you and HP Velotechnik so very much for your consistent and generous support of the Laidback Bike Report. Again, here at Spezi this year, you have become patron sponsors to help us get here and do what we do. So thank you on behalf of the Laidback Bike Report for all that HP does for us. Thanks.
Thank you. Laidback Bike Reports and reporting on the Spezi. Not everybody in the world can attend Spezi, so it's very important to have you here, not only for our own interests, but also for you out there.
Absolutely.
Because now you visited Spezi as well.
That's right. That's what we're trying to do. So thanks a lot, Heiko.
Okay.
All right, we are at the VELOKS booth with Lars, and it's good to see you again, Lars.
Thank you.
Lars, also with VELOKS, is a patron sponsor of the Laidback Bike Report here at Spezi, so we thank you very much for that again this year. Very generous of you. Thank you. All right, let's talk about the VELOKS Trike, and there's been some updating since last year, some new things. What's going on with the VELOKS?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I've been focusing on selling it. You know, last year it was brand new, and you know, I've been working on getting customers, and I think we sold about 10 now. A lot of interest from the United States, actually, but we haven't yet managed to be able to sell it to the States. So we're working on that.
So, so shipping is an issue at this point.
Shipping is the last challenge because you know, battery. I mean, from 1.5 kilowatt to 5 kilowatt, there are a lot of restrictions in doing that. Right? You cannot ship it by air, so you have to ship it by ship. And you know, it's not easy to do that.
Right.
So, and also the other thing is the support issue if you go to the States. And so I need to find a way to do that, right? But
so either now or coming in the future for sales in the U.S., how do people go about finding out more and buying the VELOKS there? Is it a direct sale? Are there dealers?
At the moment, there's no dealers. It's only direct sales from Denmark, right? It's a web page. And people go in there, and you know, they can see all the pricing and the spec, and they typically contact me, and we agree, you know, all the specifications. And so far, I've been delivering the Trikes personally, driving to the people and make sure that they understand everything, and so do the test driving and adapting things, right?
Wow, that's really great
Around
customer service. Yeah, around Europe. But okay, maybe now it's time to start talking about what the updates are. What's new with the VELOKS, the Trike itself?
There's not so many things since last time. The whole battery enclosure and so for the electronics has been updated. So now everything can be programmed remotely, wireless. So I can actually update all the features from my mobile phone and check all the status of the internals. Every single cell can be monitored, and I can check, you know, how things are. Just to make sure that when you take it to service or whatever, that nothing is wrong. The brakes are now different. They're hydraulic brakes now, and the regeneration on the rear wheel. There's a variable regeneration that you know, regenerates the energy back into the battery, which you use like a normal brake. So it's more intuitive. Before last year was like, you know, using the accelerator, I mean the throttle.
Right.
So those are small changes basically.
Yeah, I might say I took a little spin on the VELOKS Trike. It's a wonderful experience, and the brakes are really unique. Yes, the regeneration on the left side, you can feel that's a very different feeling brake.
Regeneration is good when you live in the mountains, right? And you want to go downhill, you can just adjust the amount of braking with the right speed you want,
and putting energy back into that battery coming down.
Yeah, instead of just burning up your brakes, right?
Okay.
So, and you know, and you can actually go on mountains here. 25% incline is no issue, right? Because of the large motor.
Yeah. The power is very significant.
And we've also upped the size of the battery to 5 kilowatt hours, the large one. Okay. And we're using other cells now. The more advanced cells, the 21700, the same as the Model 3 Tesla. So with higher energy density, right? So we can actually, we've reduced the weight and increased the capacity at the same time.
Very nice.
The frame now is produced by a sub-supplier, so we can produce about 3 or 4 Trikes a month at the moment. So far I've been building everything from hand, take about 2 months to build from scratch, right?
Right. So you're working on production now, and how you
Yeah.
can
Yes,
kind of synchronize that.
I've
with
been holding back. I can actually sell a lot more than I can produce, but now I'm able to actually speed up production.
Right. So maybe it's time for these folks out here to start taking a look and maybe buying some VELOKS.
Sure.
All right. That sounds great. Well, I'm glad to see this is progressing. It's a great, unique concept. And Lars, thank you so much for spending a little time with us. Thanks. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. We are here at the outside e-assist parkour with Patrick from ICE. Patrick. With Patrick from ICE.
Hey, Gary. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us here. Patrick is going to tell us a little bit about some of the e-assist options on the latest ICE trikes. So why don't we get started, Patrick, with this right here.
Okay, so we got a Sprintex Tour model with the brand new Sprintex Tour Lux seat, and we got the Shimano Steps 8000 series motor system with Di2 shifting on this one. So it's got the most powerful motor Shimano make with electrically shifted push button shifting. So it's really clean, really nice system, and it'll give you excellent range and a fantastic ride.
I look forward to trying that out shortly. Now, there are some other options and other configurations that we can talk about, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. So we also have the Shimano Steps 6100 series motor, and the great thing about that is it's compatible with the Shimano Alpine Di2 system, and that is available with automatic shifting, which is awesome for anyone who's not used to riding a bike very much and they don't really get on with shifting. They can just let the system do the work, choose which gear they can be in, and they just think about pedaling and enjoying the view.
Enjoying the ride and let the trike do the work. I love that. Okay, it looks great. And that seat, I can't wait. I've tried the seat that's not on the trike, and I'm about to try the seat that is on the trike and see how it comes out in real life.
Excellent, yeah. So you're going to love this new seat. It's fantastic, it's super comfortable, and it's designed specifically for the Sprint with the more laid-back angle compared to the Adventure version of it, which is designed for the more upright seats.
Sounds great. There we go. Woo! We are off on the electro parkour on the ice trikes. Here we go. Let's see, I guess I should shift. There we go. Wow. Electronic shifting, how can you beat this? Well, this is so nice.
Cool.
Patrick.
How's the trike feeling for you then?
It's feeling great, and I believe the sun is shining for maybe the third time so far this weekend. It's very nice. Look at the beauty of this place. Go, I'm behind you. Woo. Which one of these things is the brake? Time to get into sports mode. Here we go. Let me back that down a little. Do you know what doesn't work well on this trike? The headrest when your head is on backwards. There you go, all right. You're doing good. Let's see what it looks like.
Just let this pass.
Okay, folks, so we are here with Theo from Velomobile.nl. Hello, Theo.
Hi. How you doing?
Great. It's great to be here with you. Theo has made a custom Velomobile just for me, by the way, and fit it perfectly.
Exactly.
No, that's not what this is. What is this, Theo?
This is a 1 in 5 model of the new Quest that we're developing. The Quest is almost 20 years old, so it's about time that we make a brand new one, and we're going to put a lot of new features in. You know, a lot more design, lighting like the Quattro has, high lights, a bigger hatch, because many customers of ours are getting older and stiffer, and so we thought it would be better if we have a bigger hatch for them to get in and out. So.
Yeah, good idea. What else?
Yeah, well, we think it's a very neat design. You know, a lot more shapes and the lighting in the rear. All of that. We're going to do also the drive system going to be completely new. Yeah, and oil damping in the suspension is also something we're going to bring.
Right. So a complete refresh of the Quest, clearly. And so how is progress on this concept? What's the timeline as you see it?
At this moment, we have a professional 3D drawer working on the drawings, and from those drawings, we're going to have the positive molds milled, and then we can start making the negative molds from that. So we hope to have it in the autumn, and the first Quest should be riding early next year.
All right, and certainly by the time we come back to Spezi next year?
We certainly will have one riding on the Spezi next year.
We're looking forward to seeing that. We are with Jan from Velomobile RO, and we're going to learn a little bit about the Alpha 7 and Velomobile RO. Mm-hmm. So Jan, how nice to meet you, first of all.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
Great. Now, tell me first of all about Velomobile RO. Where did that come from?
Well, in 2012, we started the factory already. I was working together with Velomobile.nl, and together we set up the factory.
Okay, and at that factory there, you began to build Velomobiles from various manufacturers, yes?
Well, in the beginning, we did only the Quest Strada XS, and after it, the Quattro Velo came in, and yeah, after it, a variety of Velomobiles, yeah.
Very nice. And I understand it's a beautiful facility that you have there, and you continue to expand. Right now, though, you are concentrating on the Alpha 7, yes?
Yes, we build now we built 3 bicycles now, 3 Alpha 7s. And we really want to test them first and test them, and in July they will come in production.
Okay, people are anxious to see that, I know. Tell me a little bit about the Alpha 7, if you will. Who designed it, and who do you think it's for?
The Alpha 7 is designed by Daniel Venn, and the clients, what I think is potential. The potential clients where it's made for, it's people who already have some experience, who drove already some Velomobiles and want to have something new with a new step up. It's 21 kilos without options, so it's a really light production bicycles, but it's also a little bit extreme. It's not, it's more extreme and lighter.
Yes, and a very fast one. We saw them at the World Championships last year. Daniel was actually riding one. Fantastic. Well, Jan, great. We wish you a lot of luck with this. If people want to find out more information about the Alpha 7.
The best way is to look on Velomobileworld.com.
Okay.
That's a special website for Alpha 7. There I will communicate all the information for Alpha 7, where you can find dealers in the future, many other things I want to show there. But right now, dealers and prices. And then there is also a configurator on, so you can establish your own bicycle already.
Velomobileworld.com. Very good. All right, Jan. Thank you very much. It's a great look in Velomobile. I hope it does well for you. And thanks for filling us in.
Yeah. Thanks. You too.
And so, hello, Andreas.
Hi.
It's very nice to see you here. A lot of interest online, and people I've talked to want to know more about the Go One. Can you tell us a little bit about the company, first of all? What is Go One about?
Oh, we are a Velomobile factory, and we built it at 2000.
Since the year 2000?
Yeah.
And mostly in Europe or the US?
The most we sell in Germany or the Netherlands.
Okay, very good. Tell me, if you could, about the Go One. How is it different than other Velomobiles?
This is our new model, the Evo R, and we build it a little bit bigger here and a little bit more aerodynamic in front. And
so a wider cockpit for easier access.
Yes, and now we have a big wheel case for 28.
28-inch wheel?
Yeah. So you can build in 28, 26 or 27.5. So you have all possibilities.
Okay.
And we have a carbon mast, and integrated is a ventilation for the screen. Yeah? We can put here. Yes, and it's a very fine, nice model.
It is. If I order, I'll go one today. How long does it take until I get it?
3 or 4 months.
Okay.
You can come to us and
Great.
Right.
And so I would ask you, I would talk to you about what I would like to have on my Velomobile, and you would work with me and build it that way?
You say what you want and we build it.
Okay, that sounds great. Do you know if they're being raced? Do they race these in places like at the World Championships or?
Oh, it's for everyday use.
Okay, so for commuting and for touring.
Your work or you have fun on Sunday.
Okay. Well, it's a very beautiful machine, and thank you for talking to us, Andreas. Okay, bye-bye. We are here with our good friend Stefan from Katanga. How are you doing, Stefan?
I'm fine, thank you. Hello, everybody.
It's nice to see you again. Well, in the middle of another rainstorm, we're going to do an interview right here about what's up with the WAW these days. So, Stefan, I think if we could, let's start with the company. There's been some changes. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, there have been several teams leaving the company for family reasons, and new members entered into the company. One of them is Jan here behind us. So I'm very happy with the new team. This is one big change.
All right. And now let's bring us up to date, if you can, on the Velomobiles. What is new in the Velomobile scene?
Yeah. The WAW is selling well today. We have been working on more sportive versions of the WAW. We are now offering options for very sportive WAWs. I cannot show it here today, I have not here, but what I can show here is also a specific WAW designed for very hilly mountain regions with regenerative braking.
So what other changes now do we have?
We have developed some new options for sportive WAWs, adapted our option lists on our website, and we are developing together with our new dealer in Switzerland a WAW specifically for high mountain regions with regenerative braking.
All right, tell us if you can some of the details about that. What are the components that are different that can help here?
Switzerland allows more powerful engines. And we need that there in these hilly regions, as well to drive up the hill, as to slow down the Velomobile going downhill without heating up too much the classical brakes. Mm-hmm. And the energy that we do by braking is transformed into electric energy that is used to go up the next hill.
So for conditions that you would find in Switzerland, this is a very efficient way of using the e-assist on the Velomobile, yes?
Sure, this is the most efficient way in hilly regions.
Okay. Yeah. Now, this is something you're working on right now, or is it available?
It's not yet commercially available. This is the first prototype. We do it in cooperation with our Swiss dealer, Dario from Bike to the Future.
Okay. All right, Stefan, so thank you so much for sharing the latest information on WAW. We wish you the best as always.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks, we are here at the Kervelo booth and with our friend Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Gary. Happy to meet you again.
It's always nice to see you, my friend. All right, so a few new developments at Kervelo since we last talked. Tell me what's going on right here.
So first, here we have the carbon low racer, based on our geometry and design, and it's on that bike is the new gear up with 12 speed in the front wheel. So it is so-called a direct drive, no chain. It's a clean design and very sporty and quite speedy, honestly.
Uh-huh. Very fast, huh?
Yeah. So we just released that design recently, and we're gonna promote and ride that bike further and further from mountain terrain up to the valley as well.
Next, Mark, we have this two-wheeler here. Tell me what's this about?
So, compared to the previous one, which was the low racer, it is called a semi-recumbent bicycle. Mm-hmm. So, as the low racer, this one doesn't have a chain, but a gearbox with 12 speed in the front wheel. So the nature of that one is about commuting, is about having a bike with almost no maintenance, except changing oil once a year. So it is so-called versatile and easy to ride, and it has a more upright position compared to a low racer. So with that kind of bike, you have a very good visibility. The way you ride that is very close to a kind of upright bicycle, with the advantages of the comfort, low maintenance, and the easy riding.
What a good solution that is, yeah. And that's a nice look. And, you know, every time I see you and see the bikes that you've developed year by year, it looks more refined, you know. I mean, it's really nice what you've done with this, I think, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Thank you.
So, not a recumbent right now, but there's some interesting innovations with this. Tell me what this is all about.
Yeah, so we don't pretend to revolutionize the bike design, but with this kind of design, which is made of gearbox plus the motor, and electronics integrated in the down tube, we will simplify the bicycle design by removing the derailleur on the rear wheel. So basically, here we have a more, let's say, neat solution, clean solution. Again, as before, we want to minimize the maintenance and we want to improve the rider experience. So this kind of design here we have presented, it's on the upright bicycle, classical bicycle. But this kind of design can be also made on a recumbent bicycle. We have some discussion with let's say recumbent manufacturer, and they wish to integrate such a device to simplify their construction of the frame, and that's what we are in these days.
So our viewers can hope at a future date to see this sort of design incorporated into a recumbent bike at some point.
Yeah, definitely. So as you can imagine, so the main thing is to have this down tube, which is actually just a beam, and that beam can be part of for example, a cargo bike, a trike, or even a more classical recumbent bike. So the key things here is in the down tube or in a tube. Mm-hmm. We have at the extremity the crankshaft, and inside the tube all the electronics. So this again, I would say, will simplify the bike, and I think the manufacturer and the rider will enjoy it.
I'm sure that they will. Okay, Mark, that's all very interesting as always. Innovations from Kervelo, interesting to talk about and talk with you about. So thank you so much again. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Gary. Bye-bye.
Well, guys, that's a wrap, I guess, for all of us here at the Laidback Bike Report at Spezi 2019. Exhausting weekend. We shot a ton of video I think is going to come out great. I'm excited for you guys to see it. Could not have done this without my amazing crew right here. We have...
Marion.
Marilyn.
I'm Lars.
And I'm Gary Solomon. Thanks for watching the Laidback Bike Report from Spezi 2019. See you guys around. Bye-bye.
The next new thing, oh, I can't take it off of there. It's bolted down.
Can you swivel over? And hang on. Get under there. Let's go around the other side. Or what do you want to do?
Can we grab a wrench real quick?
I don't have a tag. We're with the company.
Okay.
We're with the company. Well, Jan, great. We wish you a lot of luck with this. If people want to find out more information about the Alpha 7 and what's going on, they can find you at Velomobile.ro online. Is this the best way?
No.
Okay. Back to you, Chris. Let me tell you who some of these folks are. First of all, Kelvin at Angle Tech, Peter at Avenue Trikes, Tim at Bent Revolution, Bent Up Cycles, That's okay. That was...
Fotobombe. Alles gut. Kein Problem.
Take two.